What's going on, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 favorite lip syncs of all time in RuPaul's Drag Race Herstory. I think that a lot of these lip syncs have inspired me, taught me something, or were just downright entertaining to watch. So let's get into it.
I'm trying to learn from my lessons, but do I get it yet? I want to set an example, but I'm not sure I can handle all my demons. I'm thinking that I should court a vet. I fight for all respect. I'm working overtime to keep in my head. I understand I'll get the love when I'm dead, so my focus is red. Choose the black out on what's keeping me chosen. I've been the token, now the back is ahead. On my soapbox, chucking.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Georgia Carolina, your gated and discrimination-free community where we personalize culture and entertainment and then curate a conversation that's based on self-discovery and growth. I am your pop culture coordinator of all things inclusion and awareness, Jordan Renee. And I'm happy to have you back for another video. Alrighty, so today we're talking RuPaul's Drag Race, and I wanted to just give you guys my top 10 favorite lip syncs because I realized that when I'm upset, when I'm not feeling my best, when I'm in a mood, when I'm just, down, I'm feeling funky, I always end up watching Drag Race lip syncs or watching my old drag performances, and it always makes me feel better. I've just kind of realized that drag makes me feel better. And there's nothing like a good lip sync, a good performance to really just turn me out and just make me laugh, make me enjoy myself, make me, snap my fingers and do the yes! Like there's just something about drag that always lifts my spirits, right? And because I've been going through some things recently, I've been feeling kind of down. I've been wanting to step away from such hard body content for a little bit just because it's weighing on my mental. I wanted to kind of just drum up some of the old videos that I've had on that long ass list that I had in one of my previous videos and just kind of thumb through some of those and find the most fun topics and do videos on those. And this was the first one, my favorite lip syncs. So today we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to just be giving you guys my favorite lip syncs, what seasons they were from, who was in them, and kind of just not even talk about the lip syncs themselves. I'm more so going to talk about just what they meant to me or why I put them on this list. So let's get started. Okay, so our first lip sync is going to be number 10, Monét X Change versus Naomi Smalls in All Stars 4, Come Rain or Come Shine by Judy Garland, right? And the reason why this lip sync turned me is because everything that happened in this lip sync was unexpected. From Monét X Change doing this really serious interpretation of the song and really giving a Judy Garland command performance to Naomi Smalls basically becoming unhinged on stage and giving like this super elevated lip sync that I never expected from Naomi Smalls, but also almost giving like a derailed like act of desperation. Like the way that Naomi interpreted the song, I never expected her to take that that approach to it. Because I think before this time, we hadn't really seen Naomi Smalls lip sync like that outside of like Legs. So I can't remember another Naomi Smalls lip sync. And if there was one, apparently it wasn't that exciting because I don't remember it. But this lip sync, I was so impressed with the way that Naomi handled it because it almost, something in the song kind of almost reeks of like a desperation, and like it's almost like Come Rain or Come Shine is like a love song, but it's also like, to me, it's almost like, and I'm not telling you, in a way where the concept of the song is great, but then if you really listen to it, it could come off a little obsessive and a little dangerous. But the way that Naomi played it, it was like she was so determined to deliver the message of the song that it was like almost driving her crazy, but in a way that was such an elaborate, almost operatic performance. It was so interesting. I can't get over it because she didn't do anything that was so crazy and amazing that I had never seen before, with the exception of the leg scoot where she's on the floor and she leans back and then she takes the leg and she drags herself up the stage. I had never seen no shit like that before, and it was something sick. Oh, nin. Do you hear me? But it just shows that sometimes going outside of your box can work for you, and it can also hinder you. Because I feel like Monet Exchange was someone who we expected to give a grand performance and to really kind of like turn it and really, dance and hit beats and really kind of show the personality of the song. And she really stood there and gave a grand performance like she was in an opera house, and it was powerful. She did good. It wasn't like she failed the lip sync. It was just in that moment, that compared to this interpretation of it, where it's like, it's such a serious interpretation that she's almost driving herself crazy. That was what turned it for me. And I think seeing Naomi Smalls go that far outside of the box, because we're known for seeing her as just a model, that was something that was really impressive, and that tipped her over the edge. I really appreciated that lip sync a lot. So number 9 on our list of lip syncs is going to be Latrice Royale versus Kenya Michaels, Aretha Franklin's Natural Woman, season 4. And this lip sync was a lesson for me in sometimes less is more, right? Because I'm a dancer, right? So I'm one of those, athlete queens who's jumping all over the stage, doing the splits and the tricks and the things, right? And I've been told in my drag career that sometimes I need to scale back and tone back and pull back and just perform with my face instead of just my body, right? This was the prime example of that. I think in my earlier drag days, I probably would have been Kenya Michaels, but I think that I would have reserved enough thought to think you shouldn't be doing ballet 9 months pregnant, like you're fully unaware of your belly. Do you get what I mean? Like, Kenya Michaels was doing all the tricks and the splits and the kinks and the things. And mind you, she was killing it. Like, she was giving ballet the house and she was murdering it, right? But she was doing it in a way that was so unaware of the fact that she was supposed to be pregnant that it looked weird. Like, it looked like she was doing too much. And then there'd be times where she would go and rub the belly. And it's like, oh, now you remember you're pregnant? After you done slammed your body on the ground and did a full body roll, right? But Latrice Royale in this moment was such an inspiration to watch. I learned so much from watching that moment. I didn't realize that this was called a park and bark at the moment. I learned this years later. But this was one of the most satisfying park and barks I've ever seen, because she understood the assignment on a different level. I don't know if this song was specifically picked because it was pregnancy on the runway and it made sense, but when you watch Latrice perform the song and she's literally just singing to her child, and she's just singing to her stomach, she's singing to her pregnant belly, and she's just like, it is amazing. Like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. That's one of the lip syncs that I get chills every time I watch it, because it's just good drag. It's good performance. It's good interpretation of the song. And the layers of that performance just stick with me, because she's a drag queen who's pretending to be pregnant, singing to her child, saying that you made me feel like a natural woman. It just, it touches me so much. That lip sync touches me every single time I watch it. So Latrice Royale really taught me one of my first big lessons in drag. And I refer to this video a lot of times when I'm rehearsing for my new drag act that I'm working on now. Not to say that it's all park and barks, but I definitely am doing drag in a different way than I've ever done it before this time around. And I'm utilizing things like that and harnessing my power and my energy in different ways to emote the songs better, right? So, thank you, Latrice. Okay, number 8. We have Latrice Royale back in the ring with Monique Hart, formerly known as Monique Hart, now known as Mo Hart, right? This is All Stars 4, if I'm not mistaken. And this is RuPaul's Sissy That Walk. This is just one of those moments on Drag Race that you live for. Like, it's one of those intense rivalry moments where you see two people who have been going at it and you finally get to see them duke it out and battle it to the death. This is one of those moments because Mo and Latrice were at each other's throats while trying to remain as diplomatic as possible. Like, they were both trying to give like congeniality teas while at the same time being like, I'm going to fuck you up. So it was just like, this was like a battle I was ready to see. I wasn't this excited for a lip sync since Coco Montrese and Alyssa Edwards in season 5. Oh, we're gonna get there, trust me. This was just a moment. It was so intense. Like, usually I'll watch a lip sync and they don't have as high a stakes. So I'm just watching a show at this point and I'm just like, oh, I'm watching a little lip sync battle. They finna turn in. Whoever loses goes home or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But there isn't that much emotional stakes in it for me. It's not something that, like, I love both of the queens, so I want to see how it's gonna go down, or like they've been battling each other so we get to see them like duke it out and have a full-blown lip sync duel. Like, it's the stakes that make the lip syncs more intense for me. This lip sync was intense, bro. Intense. It was so sickening. Not to mention, this is the first time I got to see Latrice really buck the house down. I live for it, which caused a problematic moment for me. RuPaul reacting to Latrice doing the splits and throwing herself on the ground and doing all of this. I don't like that Latrice Royale got a bigger response, seemingly because she's a big girl doing all of these tricks, right? It just reeks of like subconscious fat phobia for me, where it's like, oh, it's more intense or it's more sickening because the big girl is doing it. And this goes back to my dance background, where I've grown up seeing all types of people with all types of bodies get out there and eat a motherfucking 8 count. Okay? So for me, somebody being bigger is not a hindrance to their performance ability if they really are dedicated to the performance and dedicated to the craft of performance, right? Like, if you really bout that life, you being a big girl is not gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in the days where Monique had her ass on the BET Awards with 8 big girls and they were turning it. Do you hear me? Monique walked so that Lizzo and her big girls can run. Go back and clock your references, children. Like, I'm used to seeing big girls turn the party. So for me, it's not more impressive that a big girl can do a split or a death drop or a V layout. Like, it's just not that much more impressive. It's sickening to see, but it's sickening to see when a skinny girl does it, if it's done correctly. Like, to me, it's more impressive to me when people do these moves correctly instead of just trying to throw them in the midst of choreography to get a big reaction. Like, to me, it's less about what size you are when you're doing a V layout. To me, it counts if you're doing the V layout correctly. That's what makes it sickening for me. So Latrice Royale and Mo Hart both completely turned that lip sync. That was a double Shantae that was absolutely earned. And I would have been Mo Hart when she said, "You're also a winner, baby," and fell out on the damn floor. Because that girl, that was intense. There were stakes behind that lip sync, kid. Jeez. All right, so number 7 is going to be Candy Ho versus Jaden Dior Fierce. Season 7, if I'm not mistaken, Break Free by Ariana Grande. This is one of the lip syncs that I always go to when I need to pick me up. When I just am not feeling good, when I'm feeling down, this is one of the lip syncs that I always go back to. There's a few that like are just in my list of automatic good mood lip syncs. This is one of them. Because Jaden Dior Fierce, this goes back to what I was just saying about Latrice, about big girls not being more impressive because they can turn it on the dance floor. Jaden Dior Fierce is such an incredible dancer. She ate this up. And Candy Ho, this reeked of fat phobia for me. Now, I never heard Candy Ho specifically say she's gonna beat Jaden Dior Fierce because she's a big girl and a big girl can't keep up with me. But that is what everything she said kind of led to. It felt like everything she was saying, like, oh, I want them to see it done correctly. Like, what do you mean? Because your performance during that lip sync was not good. You did not turn it. I was not impressed. I would not have tipped you $1, girl. Well, I wouldn't have tipped you again, because I think you should tip every drag queen that performs at least $1. That's just a rule for me. You tip every drag queen at least $1. At least $1. She gotta earn the rest of your money. But at least give her $1, because with y'all vicious motherfuckers, it do take nerve. Believe me. So we're not going to be shady, just fierce. Okay? Clock your references, children. But I think that this is like this was a prime example of what I was talking about when I say don't underestimate the big girl, because the big girl can turn it just as much as a skinny girl. Her having weight on her body does not apprehend her or hold her back. Do you know what I'm saying? And Jaden Dior Fierce came through and turned the party. Like, and if you go and watch Jaden Dior Fierce dance online, there are videos of her doing choreography recreations of like people's choreography. And there are side by sides of her doing the choreography exactly, hitting every single move exactly like the person in the video. Like, it is everything to watch. I love watching good dancers and I love watching good choreography. So I became an even bigger Jaden Dior Fierce fan in that moment. I think I became a Jaden Dior Fierce stan in that moment, because she not only turned it, but she ate the girl alive, honey. Ate her alive. Sickening boobs. Sickening boobs. Alrighty, number 6 on the list is going to be Alyssa Edwards versus Tatiana. All Stars 2, Rihanna, Shut Up and Drive. This lip sync is, I'm going to be a little shady. I'm going to be fierce, but I'm going to be a little shady, because this lip sync from its core is just another example of why I don't understand why Alyssa Edwards is called a lip sync assassin. Because she's never actually won a lip sync. I'm just saying. Like, seriously. But we'll come back to that. This lip sync was a moment of glory for Tatiana for me. It was a yin-yang moment, because they had Tatiana in the white and Alyssa in the black. It was really cute and they turned it. But this was also an example for me of when queens do too much, because they know that they're a performance queen and a dancer, so they think that them just turning it and flipping the tricks are gonna win them the lip sync. And sometimes it leads to a queen doing too much. I think Alyssa Edwards constantly does too much when it comes to these lip syncs, because I constantly see Alyssa Edwards missing words in lip syncs. I constantly see Alyssa Edwards throwing moves off beat in lip syncs. And mind you, I'm not taking away from her talent. She's a fierce queen. She's a fierce queen. Never gonna take that away from her. But I don't think that Alyssa Edwards should be in like high stakes competition when we assess the cleanness of her drag sometimes when it comes to performance, because this was a situation where sometimes I just feel like she's doing too much, and a lot of her lip syncs I feel like she's doing too much. I just don't feel like she won the lip sync. Tatiana turned it for me, and it's not because she was a dancer. She was engaging. I feel like Tatiana truly performed the song, and I feel like Alyssa Edwards was in a competition. And that's what makes the difference for me. I love what's always going to take me over the edge when people are battling as far as lip syncing goes is if one person looks like they're just performing on a stage and they're not worried about the competition. They are just in their own zone, in their element, and they are just turning the party. That's always going to impress me more than somebody who is just trying to overshadow the person they are lip syncing. And I think that Tatiana was just performing, and I think that Alyssa was trying to overshadow Tatiana, and it turned out two different ways, because yes, it did work in Alyssa's advantage because she didn't go home, or she did, share the win, but it also worked in Tatiana's perspective because she showed that just because you're a dancing queen doesn't automatically guarantee you a win. This is another one of those situations. I feel like Tatiana won the lip sync personally because she was more engaging and she was more entertaining to watch. I feel like I kind of knew everything that Alyssa Edwards was going to do before she did it. There was one move that she did that I thought was just so sickening throughout that lip sync. And it was when they do the cut in the song, and it's like, so give me the keys, shut up and drive, that. And she did the roundhouse kick into the drop to the floor and the arm in the air. That was nasty. I loved that move. Because sometimes you can utilize an empty space in a song to create a moment, and she did that. That was sickening to me. But everything else just felt like classic Alyssa Edwards, bucking the party, turning the house, run to the back of the stage, touch the wall type of shit. Right? So, whatever. Shout out to them. Alrighty, number 5 comes from season 5, and this is Malambo number 5, Jinx Monsoon versus Detox. This is another lesson in underestimation. This was personally picked by my husband, because I asked my husband to come up with some lip syncs too, and this is one of the shows that we actually like to watch together. We don't watch a lot of TV together, and especially a lot of reality TV. But for some reason, we go up for reality competition shows and Real Housewives of Atlanta. Those are our shows that we watch together. So I asked him to come up with a list too, and this was one of the ones that I instantly agreed on with him: Jinx and Detox. Malambo number 5. If you remember this point in the season, Rolaskatox was basically just after Jinx, like coming after Jinx. They were underestimating Jinx the entire season. They were making Jinx feel like they didn't deserve to be there. This, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. They were just assholes. Just assholes. Like they were the Ashleys to anybody else on the damn recess field. Disgusting. Right? Not to say that they're disgusting people, but what they did on season 5 was just gross to me. But they've all grown and learned, so don't bully them. Anyway, so we got to see Jinx really come into her own, like, fantasy, right? Now, mind you, a little tidbit behind the scenes tea is that they did switch the song at the last minute to Malambo number 5 to give Jinx an advantage. I don't know if that's true or not, but the folklore that surrounds RuPaul Drag Race about it being rigged, and the producers will manipulate the show to give Queen certain advantages to move people up throughout the competition, and this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. So it is possible that they were trying to round out Jinx's storyline, make her the underdog that comes from the back of the pack and eats them hoes alive. That's the way it looked like it was going anyway. So it would make sense for them to change a song that they knew that Jinx was going to fuck the hell up. Because she did. And it was so amazing. This was also another example of when doing like a signature trick or like having a signature move that you do during lip syncs goes wrong. Because this is the second or third time that we've seen Detox do the little lip thing. And she pointed to it in the lip sync, and Michelle Visage did my face, where she was like, Like, it was good the first time. It was great the first time. But if you keep trying to point to it as something that's going to be the turn, that it's going to wear out fast. That's why I always say, if you're going to have a signature move, make it have nothing to do with your performance. Like don't have a signature move when it comes to your lip syncs, to your performances, especially when you're in a competition. Like if that's just what you do in shows and you want to be known for that, when you're just in regular performances, that's something different. But when you're in a competition, make sure you keep it as loose and as varied as possible. Mind you, I'm saying this like I've gone on Drag Race and I've competed. I don't even want to do Drag Race, but I'm talking as somebody who has been in a lot of competitions. And when you're in a competition, they only get to see a select amount of you. So while you have to adjust to the challenges, you also have to be as varietized as possible so that they can see how dynamic you can be. So having a signature works against you when you're in a competition, and it worked against Detox in this moment. Jinx fucking turned it. It was such a good lip sync. Now, mind you, it wasn't even a situation where it was like, oh, they were both kind of turning it and then Jinx kind of pulled it in at the end. No, Jinx was turning it from the very beginning and Detox was just scooting. You know, whatever. But yeah, this was another lesson in don't overestimate yourself and don't underestimate the competition. Because Jinx turned that, became the winner. Rolascatox got all the egg on their face, and they had to come back and figure that shit out in All Stars too. So, all's well that ends well. Number 4. This is one of my favorite lip syncs too. Chi Devayne versus Naysha Lopez, Shut Up and Drive by Blondie, season 8. This lip sync is one of those ones that I said was on that list of lip syncs that I go to immediately feel better when I'm not having a good day. This is one of those lip syncs. Because, rest in peace, Chi Devayne. I actually had the privilege of not necessarily being friends with Chi, but conversing with Chi offline. We were friends on Facebook. I never got a chance to actually work with Chi, but I did get a chance to converse with her. And just a sweet person, always gave me so much love, so much advice, so many kind words and encouragement and all those things. Wish me happy birthday, like all of that stuff. But Chi Devayne gave me one of my signature lip sync songs, and it's Blondie Call Me. I loved this song before the lip sync, but seeing it in the context of a lip sync, it sparked so much inspiration for me, and I've been lip syncing this song ever since. Like, when I was doing drag before, this was one of my go-to lip sync songs. When I just needed a song in a pinch, I would always be like, Blondie Call Me, because I know I'm gonna turn that song. This was just a good fucking lip sync to watch. Do you know what I mean? This didn't teach me anything. It wasn't, a moment that just turned my soul. It was just inspiring to watch. I just love watching Chi perform because she just turned it, and the song, it was just like, the song was dynamic. Who was lip syncing was dynamic. Naysha Lopez, I think she didn't know what she was getting herself into. And then once that loaf fell off of her head, it was over with, because it was just done, girl. And wasn't she barefoot? Oh, girl, that's a lot. Especially because she was around here doing tricks and roundhouses and round kicks and all of that. And Chi was up here in 4-inch heels doing them in thigh-high boots. Girl, bye. But it was just such a good it was just a good lip sync. Chi turned it. The way she was doing the front rollovers all the way up the stage, and then did a back round kick, a backflip off of that. Like, she did it front, and then back. It was just everything. Like, she turned it. And you can tell Chi was fighting for her motherfucking life. This is one of those instances where you not necessarily, Chi blended fighting for your life and being in a competition with performing. Because I think she would have turned it this hard if it was just her on stage. But I think there was another inch of, like, turning it because she was in a competition, and she blended that to where she was turning it and all eyes were on her, but it didn't look like she was just trying to overshadow Naysha Lopez, right? It was amazing. R.I.P. Chi. Amazing, 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 amazing lip sync. Such an incredible performer. I love her so much. All right, everybody, we've made it to the top 3, and I told you we were going to get to this lip sync eventually. It's Alyssa Edwards versus Coco Montrese. Paula Abdul's Cold-Hearted Snake, Season 5. Baby! This is another one of those intense-ass lip syncs that I was talking about with Latrice and Hart. This is another one of those where you just see the tension. You see how bad both of them want it. There's stakes. There's high stakes. And it's just an intense, serious moment where these two queens are here to prove something. They are here to show exactly what their value is and who they are, and they are going to turn this party regardless, right? I love this lip sync so much. One, because it's one of my favorite songs. Cold-Hearted Snake by Paula Abdul is just... it's one of the moments. Like, that's just a moment for me. That's another one of my go-to lip sync songs where, and I'm in a pinch and I need an instant crowd turner. Cold-Hearted Snake. That's another one. This is one of those times where having really high stakes and it being really intense and them being like a duel to the death works in both of their favor, because, now mind you, this is another instance where we see Alyssa Edwards doing too much, and we see her basically just trying to outperform Coco instead of really trying to give the best lip sync. And I think that will always work to the detriment of a queen who's in a battle. I think if you're just trying to if you're just trying to outshadow and just trying to overperform the queen, it's not gonna work for you, because at some point it's gonna start looking desperate, and it's gonna look like you're just throwing moves just because somebody did something that you think may be cool. Like, it seems like you're too focused on the other person and not focused enough on your own performance, right? And I saw a lot of that with Alyssa Edwards. I saw her missing words, specifically on dun, 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 dun. You can find somebody better, girl. Dun, dun, dun. That she missed that line. She said something about you got to go. I saw her mouth. She something got to go. Like, I was like, no, that's not the one. No, nope. No. Now, mind you, Coco Montrese, this woman is such an inspiration to me. I love Coco Montrese so much. She used to follow me on my old Instagram page, but then I got locked out of it and I haven't gotten her to follow me back since. God bless her. Love you, boo. But I love Coco Montrese so much. She's just such a ray of elegance. She's such a graceful queen. She's such, like, she just oozes like stardom. Like, she just gives me a bona fide star every time I see her. She has the professionalism, the class, the grace. But in this lip sync, that heifer turned it. I am not one to have costumes like this, but this jumpsuit Coco had with these extremely huge sleeves, these bell sleeves, and she got to giving this Vogue hand performance and turning these motherfucking Woo! Yeah! Drag, bitch! Yes! Drag! Girl, when I tell you it is drag, bitch. Drag. Drag. Good drag. You know she's turning it when you just hear me in the background. Just drag. Drag. Good drag. Just like Latrice Royale's Natural Woman, and when her and Hart did the RuPaul's drag. Good drag. That's my drag, bitch. Because Coco Montrese was literally just performing. She turned it. She just performed the song. She embodied the song. Now, it was just amazing to watch. And then she does this thing that I do now during the rap part. Said, every time I turn around, brothers gather around, always looking at me up and down, looking at my... Now, that's Fergie, I know. But she pointed to the rap part, right? And it just sends me every time I see it, right? I want to know how I just got Fergie out of Paula Abdul. Like, I tried to just play that off like nothing just happened, but that's gonna fuck me up for a minute. Anyway, Coco Montrese turned it. I became an instant fan and an instant stan of hers. All right, number 2, Sasha Velour versus Shea Coulee. So Emotional, season 9 finale, Whitney Houston. I think we all know why this lip sync is iconic. I think we all get it. Sasha Velour and the girl, shit, yes, bitch. Oh my God, Sasha Velour is such a hypnotizing, magnetizing, entrancing performer. She takes me to a whole other dimension when Sasha performs. I love watching Sasha Velour perform. It is so amazing. And this was the first time that we got to see her lip sync on her season. She didn't lip sync at all in season 9. So it's just, oh my God. She came out them gloves, boop, came out the gloves, boop. And something else about Sasha Velour that entrances me, she has this emotional sexuality to her that is so engaging and so arousing. It's hard to nobody else is in the room when Sasha Velour is on stage for me. Because she has this sensuality and this sexual energy about her. But you can tell she's restraining all of this emotion in her. It is so sickening to watch. It is so sickening to watch. I have seen nightgowns so many times now. I watch anything Sasha Velour puts up. Her shorts, her art films, everything she does is just so incredible. Also, this was painful for me to watch Shea go down like this. It was painful. Now, I know Shay's worked through it. We all saw All Stars 5. She turned it out, right? She's healed. She's going to therapy. She's gotten her shit together. But this was so painful for me because we all know Shea Coulee was the clear winner of season 9 until we got to that final 4 lip sync, right? Shea had won the most challenges. She had turned it. She brought it to the runway. She turned it. And I still think she has one of the best verses, if not the best verse on a Drag Race song in history. Shea Coulee turned that verse. Period. But it was so hard. And coming to find out later that her luggage didn't show up or she lost all of her stuff and she had to basically pull together drag in an instant. And, it wasn't, she wasn't operating at her full capacity because of extenuating circumstances that didn't really have anything to do with her, that were out of her control. It just sucks, right? But the bright side of that moment was that we got to see what magic Sasha Velour can create. Because it was so incredible. So incredible. Oh my God. Sasha Velour is my favorite person to go see live. Mind you, I've never actually seen Sasha Velour live. I'm like it's on the things to do before I die. Seeing Sasha Velour live is literally on my bucket list. But I just love watching Sasha Velour. It is it's entrancing. It is so beautiful. And this emotional sexuality, it is just, like I was inspired as a performer, but I was also aroused as a person. Like, I felt the emotion. I was also like really sexually stimulated, but I was also extremely inspired at the same time. Like, Sasha Velour does it for me. Sasha Velour does something for me. Oh my. All right, everybody, before we get to our #1 lip sync of all time, I have a couple honorable mentions that I wanted to just throw in here, just because I wanted to really keep it to a top 10, and there's a lot of really good lip syncs. And so some of these I just had to put in the honorable mentions because they may not have fit into the top 10 list, but these are all like amazing lip syncs that I love to death. One of which is Sasha Velour and Peppermints. It's Not Right, But It's Okay. Amazing lip sync. This is where we saw two titans going head to head. Sasha Velour, Peppermint have both been turning it. It's just, good fucking drag, man. Good drag. But it's something about the way Sasha cracked her motherfucking head open and that jaw came off of her madness. She bust her shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sasha turned. That's, Okay, next we have Peppermint versus Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Music by Madonna on season 9. This is what I mean by Peppermint is a dynamic and incredible performer. Because the way she ate this motherfucking song, not just the song, she ate synth. Like, this is the type of lip sync that I want to have every time I step on stage. I looked at this performance and I was like, this is what I want to give every time someone sees me lip sync. Because it was just back to back to back to back. Like, we saw her lift that skirt up in the very beginning. Peppermint lifted that pink dress up. And we was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Peppermint get ready to turn it, bitch. And the next thing you know, she bust out with the music. It just kept going. Like, Peppermint just kept going from the robot to the You remember that performance forever. I will never forget that lip sync. Peppermint is forever an icon for me for that lip sync alone. On top of all the other shit that she's done. Cause Dolly and my titty, bitch. Okay. Let's talk about Trixie Mattel versus Shangela real quick. Freaky Money. This was another choice by my husband. Because he just loved Shangela in this fat suit. And honestly, I didn't agree with it enough to put it on the list, but I did agree enough to make it an honorable mention. Because I think that this lip sync was just funny to watch. I think Shangela is just entertaining. I think Shangela is just hilarious to watch. And this is another one of those things that I love seeing with like props. She had costumes, she had performance. Like, you couldn't just base Shangela's lip sync on just one thing. It was like, oh, she turned the party because she danced. Oh, she turned the party because she was funny with the fat suit. Oh, she turned the party because she had props. Bitch, like, Shangela was going for blood in that lip sync, and I think it was so funny. It was also really uncomfortable watching Trixie Mattel lip sync. I'm sorry. Like, no shade. I love Trixie as an entertainer. Her Hello Hello video is my second favorite drag race music video, or my second favorite music video from a drag queen I've ever seen. My first one will always go to Cocky by Shea Coulee. That is my favorite. We won't even get into it. But it's not like Trixie can't turn the party, because Hello Hello, she pissed on that Laganja Estranja choreography. She ate up that choreography. And Laganja Estranja, let me holler at you for a second, because bitch, you need to be somewhere choreographing Broadway. You turned Hello Hello. Like, that choreography was incredible. Turned it. I love... Girl, that is my drag. My drag. But It was painful to watch her during this lip sync against Shangela, though. I just don't think she was ready for that. I don't think she was ready for Freaky Money, girl. I don't think she was ready for it, and I don't think she was able to handle it. But, you know, it worked out for her in the end, I guess. Moving on, let's talk about Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus everybody in All-Star 6. Silky is my girl. Man, I wish I had my Silky fan. Damn, I gotta go get my Silky fan. Hold on. Okay, now as I was saying, Silky Ganache versus everybody in All-Star 6. Basically, what had happened was Silky had gotten eliminated or whatever. And, you know, on All-Star 6, there was this game within a game where all the girls who were eliminated, they were doing like a lip sync extravaganza, smack down the house down boots competition, where they were trying to eliminate the other girls who had been eliminated so that they can work their way back into the competition, right? Silky Nutmeg Ganache worked her ass off for 5 motherfucking episodes, eating these girls alive. By the way, yes, Silky, I still have this fan. It's Shantae Arnett. Hey, girl, love you. I got this fan when I worked with her at Splash Bar, Florida, in Panama City. It was the second time I worked with her. Once I worked with her for New Year's, and then the other time I worked with her, she was just coming to the club. And I love her. We had a great ass time. She got me drunker than I ever have been in my life. If you've ever heard me talk about Tequila Gate, and the reason why I didn't drink tequila for like 2 years, it's Silky Nutmeg Ganache's fault. Anyway, she turned this motherfucking lip sync for 5 weeks straight. Like, she literally just ate the girls. This bitch had props. She had food. She made a drink. She was out here bartending. She was serving pussy. She had looks. She had props. She turned the party. Do you hear me? Silky turned the damn party. And I have never seen no shit like that in my life. But I have always wanted to do something like that. Because I've done like lip sync battles before. But not to like that grand of a scale. Right? I think that she just turned it. I think that's it for the honorable mentions. But let's get to the number one. Okay? Okay, so we finally made it. We made it through all 9 of our top 10 lip syncs, and we're here at number 1. We've given you some honorable mentions, and now I'm gonna talk about my favorite lip sync in Drag Race Herstory. Nobody has ever beat it. I don't think anybody ever will. Dita Ritz versus the Princess. Natalie Cole's This Will Be. Oh my God! This is the best lip sync I've ever seen in my life on this show. It is just, this is what I mean by this is my drag. This is what I mean when I say this is my drag. Cause baby, Dita Ritz, I understand the intensity of that moment. Like, that's like me lip syncing If by Janet Jackson in front of Janet Jackson. Like, I understand everything that she was feeling. And from the word go, from this will be, she took off. And she did not leave a square inch on that stage for the princess. The princess was not even there. Not even there. The princess did not exist in this lip sync. That was all Dita. This is what I'm talking about when I say you need to perform in a competition like there is nobody else on stage but you. This is what I'm talking about. Dita ate every single syllable of that lip sync. Do you hear me? It is emotional for me. Like, I get goosebumps, like literal goosebumps. I get chills. I get emotional every time I watch that lip sync. It is just so intense for me because I know what that feels like. I felt that emotion. Like, mind you, I've never lip synced in front of one of my idols before, but that intensity of just the competition, and then Natalie Cole, and then RuPaul, and the song, and you being in the bottom two, like, girl, it was just so much. So much. It was amazing. Oh my God. I watched that lip sync anytime. I watched that lip sync for no reason, to be perfectly honest. But when I say this is at the top of not only my top 10 favorite lip syncs, but it's also at the top of the lip syncs that I go to when I'm having a bad day, when I'm feeling bad and I just need to pick me up instantly. This will be. Yes, baby. Yes, it will. And then seeing Natalie Cole flip the fuck out the way she did when she hit the yeah. Well, come on. This will be. Yes! I could not imagine the adulation, the exuberance, the exhilaration I would feel to see somebody reacting to me who I love so much, reacting to my performance like that. Seeing her turn Natalie Cole out like that, girl. And then you saw all the judges like, wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh come on, oh come on. Oh! We need that lip sync back on YouTube. That lip sync was maybe like, it was on YouTube in like a clear quality, but now you can only find one that looks like it was shot through like a toilet paper roll. Like it, but I watch it still. But RuPaul's Drag Race, please put that lip sync back on the internet, because I need that lip sync in full quality. Oh my God, that lip sync is so inspiring to me. Every time I go on stage, every time I have ever gone on stage to lip sync, I think about that lip sync. This is another moment when I say this is what I want to give every time I walk on stage. Peppermint during music and Dita Ritz during This Will Be. This is what I want to give every single time. And Sasha Velour just in general. Because the emotion and the sensuality that she gives is just incredible. So I want to give that too. But this lip sync, I get literally emotional. Like, I legitimately get emotional every time I watch that lip sync. It's so inspiring to me. Dita Ritz ate that lip sync like it was the last meal she was about to eat before she goes to the electric chair. Like, it is such a powerful lip sync to watch, and I commend her, because that's the kind of mark you want to leave on somebody. Like, I hope to leave that type of mark on somebody like Dita Ritz left on me, because that is just stamped in my mind forever. Like, that is what comes to my mind next to the definition of lip sync in the dictionary. I say all of that to say that it's watching these lip syncs and watching these performances that have kind of brought me back around to the idea of doing drag. You know, after my best friend Alex died, I've mentioned him on the channel before. This was my ride or die. This was my best friend. This was the person I did drag with. This was, you know, my other half. This was the yin to my yang, or the yang to my yin. I can't remember how all of that goes, but this was the person that I did drag with. This was my drag person. You know what I'm saying? On top of being just my platonic soulmate, right? After he passed, I completely checked out from life. Drag was included in that, and I just, you know, unofficially retired, and I just stopped doing drag completely because I just couldn't imagine a world where I would be doing drag without him. Do you get what I'm saying? I never thought that I would ever do drag without him. So I finally come to a place where now I don't see it as me doing drag without him. I see it as me doing drag for him. So now I'm just now starting to build back the confidence and the desire and I miss it enough now to want to carry on the legacy that we kind of built and carry on his legacy as a drag queen, because the trajectory that Alex was on, he was going to be a superstar. He was going to be a drag superstar. I know that for a fact. So yeah, now watching these lip syncs, it's watching these videos that have kind of built me up and helped bring me back to a place where I'm ready to kind of carry on. So, you know, with that being said, that was my top 10 favorite lip syncs with a few honorable mentions, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any lip syncs that weren't on this list that are your favorite lip syncs, please list them down in the comments. I would love to know which ones are your favorites. I'm gonna try to list or link all of the lip syncs in this video in the description box. But of course, like I told you, the one of Detox isn't gonna be in good quality. RuPaul's Drag Race and World of Wonder, we need to correct that, don't we? So, with all of that being said, I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for visiting and or returning to Georgia, Carolina. If you like the video, please share, subscribe, do all of the YouTuber things, do all of the things. I love every single one of you from the bottom of my green heart emoji. And yeah, that's it. I appreciate you guys for sitting with me. I know this is a long one, so thank you all for being here. And until the next one, peace. Goodbye, drag.